morning Year 4, and this is your maths video for if you've got this booklet on Tuesday the 9th of February. I'm going to start by saying a very big well done to Lewis for a fantastic effort with his home learning. He's doing really well in maths, so please keep it up, Lewis, and let's see who I can congratulate next time. Now, we've recently started looking at units of measure. Okay, so thinking about how long something is, or how heavy something is, or how much liquid we've got, or how hot or cold it is. And we're going to start today by playing a game. And the game is called Mostly Posty. And what we've got to do is we're going to put our parcel on the scale, and you've got to see if you can figure out how heavy my parcel is. Okay, so let's put the parcel on. Okay, and you'll see that the arrow is pointing to here. And each little line is worth 100. So we've got 100, 200. So how heavy is the parcel? 300. Okay, brilliant. Well done. Next one then. Okay, so again, let's count around in hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. What comes next year for? 800. So that's 800 grams. Remember, for weight, we use grams. Big one this time. And it's only gone to the first 100, which is 100. Oh, that one's a heavy one. So we've got all the way around now. So counting hundreds with me. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 grams. Brilliant. Okay, how heavy is this parcel? How many grams is it? 100, 200 grams. And we'll do one more. Okay, so we've got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. That last one was a big one. Okay, I'll send the link to this game if you would like to play it at home as well. Now, your learning question for today, Year 4, says, can I read and compare a range of measurements? Okay, so don't worry about what those words mean just yet. Let's have a little recap of what we've already learned. So, if we are measuring a liquid, we measure it using millilitres. Say that word for me, milliliter. And we often see it written like this. But today, you will also see this when measuring liquid, and that stands for litre. Okay? Can anybody remember what we use when we are measuring a liquid? Do we use scales or do we use a jug? We'd use a jug, wouldn't we? Brilliant. Let's see if it's underneath here. There's our jug. Well done. Okay, so now if we're measuring the weight of something, we measure it using grams. Say that one after me. Grams. And we often see it written like this. And today, you will also see this written when we're measuring weight. A kicking and a g, a kg. And that stands for kilograms. Now, who can remember what we would use to measure the weight of something? Fantastic, it would be scales. Brilliant. Well done, Year 4. You've really remembered this. Okay, so if we were measuring the length of something then, we use centimetres and we write it like this, don't we, for short? And today you will also see this unit of measure, which stands for metre. Okay, and metres are bigger than centimetres. What do we use to measure the length of something, Year 4? We would use a ruler. Brilliant. And then finally, if we were measuring the temperature, we use degrees Celsius, and this is our symbol for degrees Celsius, isn't it? And what tool would we use? We'd use a thermometer. Well done if you got those correct at home. So I've told you today that you're going to see some different units of measure. So you'll see L for litres, and litres are bigger than millilitres. You'll see a kg for kilograms, and kilograms are bigger than grams. And finally, you'll see a m for metres, and metres are bigger than centimetres. Okay, so the first thing that I'm asking you to do today is to think about length and which one is either the longest or the shortest. So I've got two lines on my board, and these are centimetres because I'm using a centimetre ruler. Who can tell me how long my first line is? So I've started at the 0 and I've gone all the way across to here. So how big is my first line? Okay, well done. So that one's 2 centimetres. What about this line over here then? So again, it started at 0, so we've got the right starting point. And it ends here. So how long is that line? Well done if you said 7 centimetres at home. And which of those is the shortest? The shortest. Is it 2 centimetres or is it 7 centimetres? It would be this one. Well done if you said 2 centimetres at home. Now this time, we haven't got any lines to help us. We've got to look at the numbers. Okay, so it says 3, which is metres, isn't it? So 3 metres or 13 metres. Which of those is the shortest? Which do you think? Well done if you said 3 metres. So the smaller the number, the shorter the line. So our smallest unit is 3 metres. That's our shortest measurement. What about this one then? So I've got 15 centimetres or 51 centimetres. Which one is the smallest, Year 4? Have a look carefully at those numbers. Which is the smallest number? And it's this one. Brilliant. Now for your learning today, Year 4, in your booklet, you're going to turn to page number 22. Okay, so let's pop that under the visualiser. And question 1 is asking you to write the shorter measurement from each pair. So you've got 2 numbers, 63 metres, 36 metres. And in the box below, you've got to write the shortest amount, just like what we did on the board. So if you're a little bit unsure, rewind the video and re-watch the last page that we did on our board, and that will help you when completing question number 1. Well done. Okay, question number 2 then is asking you to compare, and this is where our learning question comes in, because our learning question says, can I read and compare a range of measurements? And when we are comparing things year 4, we use our comparison signs. And to help us to remember these, I'm going to play our Number Gator song. Are we ready? Sing along at home if you can remember it.
There was an alligator living in the swamp, would sneak up on numbers and start to chomp. Whenever 2 numbers sat on the ground, she'd face the bigger one and gobble it down. When there are 2 numbers that are the same, the gator changes form and she swaps her name. Because she isn't sure exactly how to dine, she stands right in the middle as an equal sign. Number gators like to eat what's greater. They turn their backs on what is less. Their mouths open wide for a bigger side, and they munch down the whole great mess. For more.
Okay, so that's our Number Gator song. Now remember, our crocodile always snaps for the biggest number. And remember, when we're writing our comparison signs, that we need to use really straight lines. We don't want any that look like this. Okay, so we've got to use our straight lines. You might want to have a little practice before you start question 2 in your book. Okay, brilliant. So, question 2 is asking you to use the comparison signs. So here I've got some different measurements. Okay, so we've got some grams, so that means we're measuring the weight, some millilitres and litres, and remember that's our new measurement for today, isn't it? Our new unit of measure. So 120 grams or 210 grams, what would our crocodile prefer? He always goes for the biggest number, so which of those is the biggest? And it's going to be this one. So the crocodile has gone for the biggest number, and we say this as 120 grams is less than 210 grams. Okay, next one then. So we've got 45 millilitres or 54 millilitres. Which one is our comparison sign going to be pointing towards? It's going to be 54. And again, we would say it as 45 millilitres is less than 54 millilitres. And the final one then, year 4, 33 litres or 33 litres. What would our crocodile do at that point? Because they're the same, it would turn to an equal sign. So 33 litres is equal to 33 litres. Now if we go back to your activity booklet year 4, question 2 is asking you to fill in the gaps using our greater than, less than or equal sign. So look carefully at your 2 numbers and think, which would the crocodile go for? He always snaps at the biggest. Okay. Question number 3 then is asking you to think about weight. Okay. And I've already told you that you'll be looking for a different unit of measure. So you might see grams and also kilograms today, but it's still just measuring weight. So first of all, we've got 2 pictures. So we're going to start by thinking about how heavy these are. So I've got this one as 10 grams and the egg as 50 grams. Which would my crocodile prefer? Brilliant, well done if you got that right at home. And then now it's asking us to write the heaviest weight in the box. So which of these is the heaviest? 50 grams or 55 grams? The heaviest means it weighs the most, so the biggest number, and that's 55. Okay, and again, let's go back to your booklet. Question number 3 is asking you to write the heavier measurement from each pair. So look carefully at those two numbers, and the biggest number is the one that's the heaviest. And then your last question, year 4, is a bit of a word problem. So we'll read it together and have a little chat about it. Tick the right box. So we've got 2 boxes that we can choose from. Which door is twice as wide as the other? And twice as wide means 2 times as big. So which of these doors is 2 times bigger than the other one? And put a tick underneath that picture. And then finally, which mountain is half as high as the other? And if it's half, remember, that means it's getting smaller. So which mountain is half as high as the other? Once you've done that, you know I like to set you an extra challenge, year 4. So your challenge for today is asking you to complete the missing number. So again, it's one of our comparison questions. So we've got something less than 55 degrees Celsius. And you've got to think of a number here that would make this correct. And when you take a picture of your learning and email it to the year 4 email address, I want a picture of your challenge as well, okay? And finally then, let's roll our dice so we can have a little think about how well we've done today. What number will we land on? Number 2. What were you most pleased with today? So have a little think. What do you think you did really, really well at? Don't forget to take a picture and send it to the year 4 email address.